Good morning, YouTube. It's early Friday morning, 5:33 a.m., October 22nd, 2021. And I actually got home in a pretty reasonable amount of time. Tonight was odd at Bullock's. It was a decent crowd. I mean, it wasn't dead, but it just wasn't anywhere near as busy as my Thursday night show usually is. And the oddest thing was that the place just kind of emptied out between 1 and 2, and by like 1:40 it was nearly empty, which is really crazy. Like, usually it just keeps getting busier and busier and busier, and then at 2 in the morning we've got the bouncers trying to get everybody out and people just disregarding them. But boy, not tonight. In fact, I pretty much backtimed my last song. I'm trying to remember what I played. Oh, I played the video for Aloe Black, I Need $1. Love that song. It's been kind of jonesing to hear that song for a while. I haven't played it in ages. So anyway, I played that video, and about halfway through the song, the last couple customers that were in the bar just walked out. So there was literally nobody left to get on the mic and tell, and give any kind of closing remarks. Just my usual spiel of, hey, Bullock's is closed, blah, 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 get the fuck out. Like, there was nobody left. Like, once I realized everybody else had left out, I just started walking through the bar, switching the TVs over. I mean, I let the song play out because, yeah, I'm not cutting that song off. I wanted to hear that song, damn it. But lately, since I've been stuck there, without a vehicle to leave, I've been staying until, well, the first bus that leaves is at the first Route 60 bus that goes by is at about 4 in the morning. So I've generally been staying until 4 a.m. And well, I mean, last week, if you saw my vlogs, that would have worked really well if it wasn't for the damn bus with the sign on saying not in service. That just fucked my shit up. And then, of course, me failing miserably running, trying to catch up with it. But trying to remember what I did the week before. Oh, week before whoa, what the hell was that? I heard myself drop something. I don't see anything. Anyway, I think the week before that was the week that my friend Cyrus and his wife Vicky showed up at the bar, and I ended up going to their place and hanging out until the wee hours of the morning, and then riding my scooter home, which was actually quite freaking awesome. Anyway, today was different in that because it slowed down so much earlier, and it was slower than normal, that we were all ready to, like, the whole staff was ready to leave at shortly after 3 a.m. So, I mean, like, it's been pretty clear I'm welcome to stay as long as they're still there working. But yeah, like, the whole staff, we all bounced out the back door at like 3 in the morning. There's a new bar back, and I feel bad. He's introduced himself to me a couple of times. I can't remember his name to save my life. It's pretty much taken over Danny's job. I can't remember whether he prefers to be called Danny or Daniel. That's terrible. Anyway, been working with him since I started, and he quit a couple weeks ago. Danny, or Daniel. Said he got a good truck diving job with a really nice sign-on bonus. So hopefully he's, enjoying that job. I can't imagine being a bar back for Bullock's is a particularly high-paying job. So I'm sure he's doing better, as a driver. I do have, I'm not sure if I have his number. I know I have his girlfriend's number. I run into her at random karaoke bars sometimes. But hopefully I'll hear from them soon. I like those guys. Anyway, so the new bar back, at first was just, he's like, I told him that I needed to walk over to the light rail because on the way out there I forgot to buy another day pass. I still haven't found my monthly pass, and the clinic told me they wouldn't or couldn't issue me another one. And I and probably I should buy another monthly pass, but I just can't see spending that much on a transit pass, knowing that any day I could get my car back, and also knowing that I might find, like, I'm reasonably sure my pass that's missing is just in a shirt pocket that I've misplaced somewhere in my room, or it's just probably in a pocket or a pile. Like, I don't think it's gone. I think it's just misplaced in my damn room. So I just can't bring myself to buy another pass when I know, another monthly pass, to actually pay for one, when I know I've probably still got one. And I'm like crossing my fingers on my days of riding transit are very numbered. So I've been trying to just buy day passes, and meant to, I don't know, I had one time, and I think I vlogged when I went over there to do it. I had one time I bought one from customer service over at Fry's, the Fry's grocery store up the street from my place. And normally that's a pretty convenient, easy way to get bus passes, but it's kind of crazy. Like, the whole labor shortage thing is making so many things difficult. The day I went to get it, I've never ever seen the customer service counter at Fry's grocery store closed, but it was closed. Now, the woman did decide to let me in, even though she'd already put up things saying it was closed. But then she was so just clueless as to how to do her job, because I guess it was her first day working customer service, and not trying to berate her for being clueless. It just kind of is what it is, and she had no idea how to go about selling me bus passes. I'm kind of perplexed how that could be such a difficult thing to do, but for whatever reason, she had no idea how to do it. And I swear to God, I must have been there like 45 minutes, maybe longer, just to get a goddamn bus pass, which is, insane. Kind of bums me out. Like, this is the closest convenience store to my apartment. It's QT. And it's my understanding most convenience stores sell bus passes, but this QT does not. So I was kind of shocked to find that out when I went there to ask him. Anyway, I found the most convenient place to buy a bus pass is the vending machines at the light rail stations, which is generally where I've been buying them. But I knew I was on my last one, and I forgot. I just simply forgot, didn't realize that, oh shit, I was supposed to buy one at the light rail station until I was already on $3.49 a gallon. Gas has gone up since I was actually buying, in the 3.5 weeks since I've had a vehicle to buy gas. I guess there's an upside to me not having a vehicle for the last 3.5 weeks, since I haven't been spending anything on gas. So I can at least take a little comfort in that, and that the rising gas prices have not been, directly affecting me. Anyway, that was something I meant to do while riding the train, and of course the sensible place to do it would have been at Christown when I got off the train, and I ended up walking over to Ross. I've given up on trying to find my shoes. Priscilla, in an attempt to help me, put them somewhere for me, but she doesn't know where they are, and I don't know where they are. I'm one of those persons that functions best living alone in my own mess, because then things are where I put them. When other people move my things, I don't know where the fuck they are, and it shit drives me absolutely crazy. So I'm that's the light at the end of the tunnel for me. is just knowing just hoping to God at some point that I got enough money coming in to support that apartment by herself, and that she will get the fuck out, so I can not have to wonder where my shoes are. Not have to stumble over all her fucking bullshit that I don't want in my apartment. Anyway, yeah, I finally went over to Ross. I don't know where, I know I've got some light jackets and some hoodies as well, but again, I don't know where the fuck they are. The apartment is just such a complete clusterfuck right now. So there's a Ross over in Christown. So after I got off the train, I was running early enough that I walked over to Ross. Completely forgot I needed another bus pass, and walked over to Ross. Got a pair of socks and some new shoes and a light canvas jacket that I probably not not really the style I was hoping to find, but I like it. So, and of course that went on a credit card because yeah, at this point I'm so deep in debt. What's another fucking $50, right? But finally, I've got some comfortable shoes where I'm not trying to walk miles and miles a day in sandals at night when sandals aren't keeping my feet warm. So I had a couple friends say they were going to help me out with shoes. They both dropped the ball. Oh yeah, yeah, I just told them, it's like, well, it's really tough to get a hold of me on the phone, but if you know, there's my email on my business card, just shoot me an email and, let me know when's a good time, and I'll get back a hold of you. And yeah, of course, no contact from that person. So, anyway, at least I managed to handle that myself. Oh, and of course the girlfriend hasn't found, I use the term girlfriend pretty loosely these days. The girlfriend hasn't found the shoes that she misplaced. So, yeah. So I got new shoes, which is nice. Not something I really want to spend money on right now, but it just got to the point where I just absolutely freaking needed them. After that, I went to Taco Bell on Bethany, which is, just on the north side of Christown, and yet another place with a sign up saying, and I posted it on my Snapchat. And for those who aren't following me on Snapchat, if you hit, I think on my YouTube, if you click the About tab, it should show how to get to my Snapchat. So I think it's AZ Dan, pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, I posted that sign on my Snapchat. There's I don't know, I'm really frustrated by this trend right now with fast food places being short-handed, so their solution is close the lobby. I mean, if you're going to close something, how about close the drive-thru? That way, everybody, including your financially disadvantaged customers and your handicapped customers, can patronize your business instead of making it to where those people can't. It's just, that's honestly, of all the things that have been frustrating me without my car, probably the most frustrating thing has been just not being able to go to places to eat. Oh, we can't serve you. It's not safe. Can't serve you as a walk up at the drive-thru. Then open the fucking lobby. Open the fucking lobby. I don't know. I wish I actually, I mean, I don't wish myself a disability, but I kind of wish that I had a disability that prohibited me from getting a driver's license, because I think if I had that disability, I would have standing to file a class action lawsuit against every fast food place that's in the practice of doing that. And at this point, let's see, it's been a Taco Bell, Del Taco, Jack in the Box, and Burger King, all within the last, I want to say last week, I've been unable to eat at because I haven't had a motor vehicle to go through the drive-through. And I just don't see how that passes the Americans with Disabilities Act. I just don't see how that practice can be in compliance with the American Disabilities Act. Because somebody with a disability that prohibits them from driving a vehicle and going through the drive-through should still be able to access their business, but they're not, with the lobbies closed. Anyway, I'm sure most people don't give a fuck. Most people got a car, and it's like, well, it sucks to be you, Dan. You suck because you don't have a car. But yeah, that's my reality. And it made me really frustrated that I walked all the way, out of my way and across the parking lot to the door of Taco Bell to find out that they decided to close their lobby because they're shorthanded. And what's up with not being able to handle the drive-through and the lobby by yourself? I worked in fast food when I was younger, and I've handled both positions by myself as a cashier. The service was slow, but you know what? Fucking deal with it. If I went in there and there's only one person handling all drive-through orders and handling all, cashier order, counter orders inside, I would be fine with that. I mean, okay, y'all short-handed. Take my order, I'll sit here in your lobby and patiently wait for it. But nope, couldn't order Taco Bell. I ended up walking over to Carl's Jr., and then I encountered another issue, and that's that my vision is getting pretty bad. And maybe glasses would help, but I found myself really unable to wear glasses, and I've never been able to wear sunglasses. And this is another one of those things that really has me convinced that I am on the autism spectrum, because just the feeling, once I put on glasses, the feeling of it touching my nose and my ears is so massively distracting to me that I can't focus. I can't function. I can't focus. There's something touching my nose and touching my ears. And contacts, shit. I can't put eye drops in. I'm obviously not going to be able to put contacts in. I'd like to think at some point I can get financially ahead enough to get LASIK, but that's pretty much a pipe dream right now. So I'm just dealing with blurry vision. Just dealing with the blurry vision. And it used to be I never had problems reading fast food menus, but I've noticed that there's been this trend in the last few years for fast food menus, instead of having just a limited amount of items which were all written in rather large text with the price next to them that were easily readable from across the goddamn restaurant, to having either printed one with images and super small text. I don't need the goddamn images. Just I need some big text. Or and this really bothers me. McDonald's, their thing is, and Burger King's doing this as well. Animated, high definition screens with the menu on it. So as I'm trying to focus and read it, it changes to something else, into something else, and something else. Not really a factor for me at Del Taco or Taco Bell, because I know what I want. Not really much of a factor for me at Burger King because I know what I want, but I haven't stepped into Carl's Jr. in a long time. So I asked the cashier for and this is something that I believe is also required by the Americans with Disabilities Act. I told him I couldn't read the menu, that I had vision issues and I couldn't read the menu. Do you have a large print menu available for the for people with vision issues? which I think is something that's required. I'm reasonably sure that is something that's required. And he did comment that they used to have one, and he did kind of make an effort to look, and he's like, we used to have one, but I don't know where it is anymore. I'm like, yeah, so it's pretty sure that's a law that y'all have to have one, but laws like that just don't seem to be followed or enforced. And I said, you know what, it's not on you. I said, honest to God, I just appreciate that y'all have the lobby open, because I'm not able to drive, and Taco Bell, where I know the menu and don't need to see the menu, has chosen to close their lobby, so I'm not even able to go there and get food. And I guess it just felt really bad for me, like, oh wow, that's a shitty situation. So I asked him if they still have the California burger. He said, yeah, that was still on the menu. So I got those at like $2 and change. He's like, yeah, he said the price, and I'm like, that works. I've seen one of those. And he actually handed me a medium cup, and he's like, you know what, just, you want a cup? I'm like, yeah, no promise. I'm kind of thirsty, actually. He said, some water would be good. He goes, just fill it with whatever you like. It's all good. I'm like, wow, thank you. And he actually kicked me down a thing of fries too, and I hope my vlogging about this doesn't get the man fired, but I don't know, I guess he just it's like, wow, I guess it was just a reality check on, some people have disabilities, and there are laws that are supposed to accommodate those people, and they're being wholly and completely ignored. So, honest to God, I didn't ask for anything extra. I appreciate that I got it. I was just happy that I was able to order the burger that I wanted. But it would have been nice to have a large text menu to look over, because I absolutely could not read their menu. Anyway. So yeah, that was my excitement going to work today. So most of the day prior to that in bed. Yeah, things are pretty much the same place with me and the bad roommate at this point. Just she's there. There's no intimacy, and there's nothing anymore. I mean, she comes in and talks to me, and I'm just annoyed at her presence, and it seems to be pretty mutual at this point. Yeah, generally speaking, when she comes in the room, I just tell the cat to bite her. And sometimes he does. So, good kitty. Yeah. Yeah, her pet name for me nowadays is Don't Touch Me. So, yeah, it is what it is. And on that note, I met a rather attractive woman at the bar tonight. I just recently moved here from Chicago. And I gave her my card. I probably should have asked for her number, but I didn't. But I'm just kind of optimistic that she's got my number. She could call me, she could text me, she could email me. Honestly, at this point, I'm just hoping I see her next week. Yeah, if I see her next week, I'll definitely ask for her number. Yeah, she was really gorgeous. Looked to be honest, she looked about 30, but she told me she was 41. So, didn't seem put off by the fact that I'm 51. So who knows? Maybe that's the change that I need right there. Anyway, great show tonight. I mean, it wasn't as busy as normal, but just really on point. I did have one person ask for a song. And honestly, I'm not sure if I could find it or not. I was having trouble reading her slip, and by then it was like 20 minutes before the end of the show, and I was already trying to find somebody else's song that I didn't have. And at that point, I just told her, it's like, yeah, this late at the night, and you really need to ask for songs that are on the website. And I showed her how to get on the website, and at that point, that was, I guess, too much work for her. Her and her friends rolled out. So, but yeah, I had a decent amount of singers, and people sing some pretty interesting stuff, and I feel like I added like 2 or 3 songs for people that I didn't have, things that people asked for that I was able to get for them, specifically for them. So I always like it when that happens. I mean, if it seems like I'm doing that every song, it's like, Jesus, people, why are you singing such weird shit? But, you know, I love it when I can do just a few of those in a night. You know, that builds my music library, and it, so got a few of those. Did quite a few decent songs myself, and really mixed up the music, and actually got a lot of compliments from the staff that was there tonight as well about, you know, how on point the show was and the music was. Gary came by to pick up a power supply. That was kind of surprising. He texted me in the middle of the night asking if I sent a picture, asking if I seen his power supply. And of course the number comes up on the Obama phone, and you know, I haven't figured out how to get my contacts from my iPhone there, so I don't know who it is. But based on the context and the pictures of a power supply, I'm like, is this Gary? And man, I must have spent 10 minutes looking for that damn thing and couldn't find it. And he showed up at about 2:30 in the morning. And I told him that, you know, I turned on a flashlight, and I said, yeah, I looked at her, I couldn't find it. And sure, she just like walks right to and picks it up. And I feel like I looked where it was and just didn't see it. But anyway, at least he knew where his stuff was, and that's a good thing. And it's kind of a painful thing though. He's just like, because I know he's got other karaoke gigs other than his 4 nights a week at Bullock's. And he said something about how he'd been working almost 3 weeks straight without 3 weeks continuous, no day off. And I'm like, you know, I'm really, really struggling to pay my bills with only 1 day a week, and my Scottsdale gig just let me go 2 weeks ago. So, you know, if you could take a couple of days off, if you could kick me down a couple of days here, like that would be life-changing for me. I'm really, really struggling. I don't have my car fixed yet. I'm trying to get around by bus. Just like, damn, you know, you're working how many days? Could you give a couple up? Could you help a brother out? He did say he had a lead on a place that was looking for somebody to host on Sunday. So hopefully I'll hear from him today about that. But I don't know, it just seems like every time someone says they got a lead for me, it just ends up being a big fat nothing burger. But maybe it'll work out for me. Hoping. Anyway, so that the bar back, I wish I could remember his name. He's a really cool dude. You know, he asked where I was going. I said, well, I got to walk over to the light rail station to buy another bus pass. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I'll give you a ride. I'm like, well, it's not far. It's just, you know, 19th Avenue, Montebello, which is, you know, it's about a mile from the bar-ish. And we get over there, and he's like, well, how much, you know, where do you live? And I explained. Anyway, he ended up just giving me a full ride home, which was nice, which was really generous considering that I think he said he lives pretty much in the opposite direction, like, I forget cross streets, but something in Greenway, so pretty much the exact opposite direction where I live, and I'm pretty far, so that was really appreciated. I tried to kick him some gas money, and he just wouldn't even, and he's like, no, man, got you, don't worry about it. So that was nice. Got home at about maybe about 3:30, which is a whole lot nicer than last week when I got home at like 6:30 after bus and bus transfer hell. I don't know, I've just been kind of laying in my bed. I slept all day, so I've just been wide awake. Sometimes I wish I had a power button, or I could just turn myself off when it's time to sleep, but it's just not that easy for me. I mean, if I had a girlfriend that was still into, you know, intimacy, I think I could have curled up next to her and you know, got comfortable and at least held that position until I knocked out. But yeah, that's not an option anymore. So yeah, just laid there and farted around and read it for a while, and I just got super restless. So here I am walking down McDowell Road talking to myself. So, wow, for almost 30 minutes. Yeah, I've certainly lost my mind. Anyway, that brings us up to now. So, yeah, I don't really know what's going on today. Yesterday I did. Yeah, I think I mentioned casually in my vlog, but I didn't say much about it. I did make it to my mechanic's place, and I guess the deal is that the motor that he got for the car was not good, so we had to return it, and that was shipped from another state, so it had to be returned. And I don't know. He didn't really give me much detail on it. By the time I got there, he was gone. He had driven somebody's car back to them, and then took a lift back to the shop. And his mechanic was chilling. I didn't mention a bit about the conversation I had with him. It was interesting. That guy's a character and a half. I walked. Anyway, by the time Rob showed up, he was ready to go. He just locked up the shop and took me straight home, and didn't really discuss much of anything with me, other than told me to call him today. So it's good to see that Route 17 is running right now. So yeah, that's on my agenda. I will hopefully at some point I'll get to sleep. I don't think I'll be staying awake to the point where he's up so I can call him, but yeah, at some point hopefully I can wind down enough to sleep, and then I'll call him after that. Other than that, I don't know that I have any real plans other than my usual. There's some creative littering. See that? Got a malt liquor can right there on the bush. It's kind of a comfortable rock right here. Yeah, so Paul Rob, I have no expectations of him having my car ready, but he said to call him today, so I'll call him today. Yeah, I expect my day when I get up will be the usual of ride the bus to Bullock's, work on music until I can, and I don't know what I'm doing after that. Hopefully while I'm on that side of town, I can maybe eat some more lasagna. Yeah, like to be eating that lasagna. All right, I need to get something to drink from 7-Eleven. Not sure why anybody actually watches or listens to this, but hey, thanks for caring.